And good evening, my lovely Lost Tales, and welcome back to the Blue Rose Respite. I lost my train of thought there for my Whimsical Wednesday stream. I hope you're all doing well, my lovelies. But we have first and foremost some big thanks. Sorry, one second, let me just adjust this lighting as usual. But thank you so much, Lord Azul, for the 11th month resub, and Samwell for the 50-month resub. Thank you so much. 50 months of following such a fantastic actress, thespian, enthralling writer, divine model, and true goddess made flesh upon this earth. If I was deaf to all but one thing, it would be for your voice, so I would listen to it for the rest of eternity. You're too kind, Sam. Thank you so much. And a big thank you to Lord Azul as well for the resub as well. Thank you so much, my lovelies. I really appreciate it. And Sam, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Thank you so much for bringing your community to chill with us. Much appreciated. Oh, my hair is amazing. It might just be the lighting that's making it look extra red this evening. But it does look pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with how my eyeliner came out today as well. Yes. Sorry, I'm a little bit scatterbrained at the moment. I've just kind of been running a little bit on low energy the past couple of days, and that totally hasn't been at all because I've been playing Parke so much when I should be sleeping. But I am kind of running a little bit on low energy tonight, so I might, just a heads up, I might not be as talkative, but I am going to be keeping an eye on chat, absolutely. And so I'll probably be having slightly shorter stream tonight, maybe closer to 2 hours or so. Because I still want to make progress in this game and see what happens next to our wonderful little group of heroes. But yes, other than that, I'm just EP. I'm just so EP, guys. Hey Zeno, how's it going? But thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. I hope you're all excited to enjoy some more Tavern talk. And just a gentle reminder, this is still a sponsored stream. And I was very kindly given a gifted copy of this game. We've been having a lot of fun with it so far, and it is also September. So if you would like to become a subscriber on my Twitch channel, now's the perfect time to do so, because you can currently subscribe at 30% off, and any support would be hugely appreciated. Thank you, my lovelies. Boo, Zeno, I gotta pay my bills somehow, okay? Just keep it chill, okay? I don't like that word. Alright, so shall we settle in for some more Tavern talk? Or actually, how have you guys been? How's this week been for you? I hope it's been chill. I hope it's been good. If you've been really quite busy, and yeah, sorry, my brain's all over the place tonight. If you've been busy, then I hope it's been at a good, steady pace. And haven't been too overwhelmed. Yeah, Zeno, because tone is difficult to imply just via text, without like the little like slash and then like pause or something like that at the end of it to convey tone, or use emojis to convey tone. It's like, it was just kind of rude to say that. I'm like, no thank you. My week has been pretty good. I've been pretty busy with projects and work and whatnot, but other than that, things have been okay. That's awesome. This week has been very stressful for me. My fleet has already been attacked several times. No! Galactic Emperor Batman, stay strong! Smaller Holder, thank you so much for the 39-month resub. Thank you so, so much. So, EPA, I recommend you take this resub and make sure you get plenty of sleep. I will do that tonight. I think also I've just really been pushing myself at the gym this week, and today I still went to the gym, but I didn't do the full intensive workout that I usually do. I was kinder to myself, I was gentler to myself, and I got to work on something cool that should be coming out next month that I'm quite excited about and very excited to be a part of. Yeah, just the past couple of days it's been like a quite intense back-to-back stuff, so I've been playing Parke to kind of like wind down, de-stress, and I've been finding that game's been really, really good for that. Unless stated otherwise, assume my tone is always in Daffy Duck's absurd voice. I'm exhausted, had to get my garden back under control, soldered copper piping, and helped my neighbor with her pool and other heavy labor. Oh, Xeno, in that case, get plenty of rest when you can. Absolutely. Okay, it's all good, Xeno. It's just one of those things, like, it just requires just a little bit of clarifying of, like, is that meant as a joke? Because, yeah, it is kind of seen as a bit of an insult to content creators to call them that. And I don't like calling myself a content creator. I'm a storyteller and a streamer and a voice actor and mocap performer. Today was back to streaming for the first time in almost 4 months after the summer heat here. Awesome. I hope you had a great stream, Sam. I hope you had a great time. Boy, do Death Guard have a lot of detail on their models. Oh, I've heard a little bit about Death Guard. Like, they're very, like, delicate models and they require a lot of finesse while painting them. Alright. So, shall we continue with more tavern talk, my lovelies? Because I think that would be a wonderful idea. Is everything good to go? We're streaming, we're recording. Vince! How's it going, Vincey Vince? Steffi Steph, why does it look like you have red hair now? Did you go hunting for blood bags without me again? No! My neighbors were pissing me off and I needed to, like, rejuvenate myself so that I'd no longer have, like, annoying neighbors, and now my hair is nice and reddish. I honestly don't know why my hair is looking extra red tonight. It's probably just the lighting. Yeah, it's probably just that. Alrighty, so settle in, because we are continuing with more tavern talk tonight. Okie dokie Loki. Let us continue. Here we go. Because yes, we were still on this day. We found a nice, neat stop for that particular conversation. So let us continue. Does he need help? Oh, that's right. Okay, so because he's gone through so many names, Zephyr / Malachite / ton of other different names. They found out their parents were still alive. They just ran off and abandoned them, and so now he's like, I need to find my parents and murder them and find the adorable cat girl that I've become incredibly protective over. / John. Yes, absolutely. Do you want to help them kill their parents? Pardon me? No, of course not. I meant psychological help. They don't look like they're doing too well, if I might say. He's always quite broody and mysterious, but their parents being alive really threw them off track. You wouldn't think that's a bad thing, really. And now they want to kill them, just because it doesn't fit the backstory they came up with. This is the possibility for a happy ending to an otherwise dark story. Please don't tell me you're actually going to set up a quest to assassinate them. I am but a mere innkeeper to this tavern. I'm just following Kumo's wishes. Don't you give me that look. I would have expected you to have a little more backbone, or moral standards, so to speak. You're so sure about Melina's well-being and even calmed me down. I can't believe you'd offer such a violent solution. I tried to stop him, but I don't think I can get them to talk with their parents right now. You heard them. And that's exactly why there's still hope. Wait, I don't think I understand. Kumo won't take on the quest himself. So there will be someone else that can talk to his parents. That sounds like a really questionable plan, if I may say so. It'll work out, I'm sure of it. Most likely, it won't be a very difficult quest, especially not if you know your way with words. As a nobleman like you would, for example. Oh. Well, I'm still certain this isn't a quest for me, even though I could probably do it. What if the situation actually escalates into violence? I wouldn't know what to do. We don't have any concrete ideas on who or what the innkeeper is, they are more than they seem, and that's kind of the gist of the understanding we have. And they apparently like screwed over someone years before, I think maybe when they were still an adventurer or something like that. Maybe, and then the person they screwed over sent the letter, and now all this calamity is happening. So I'm not quite sure. No pressure. I just wanted to make an offer. Do you want a different quest then? Weren't you listening? I don't think I want to be an adventurer anymore. Hearing Kumo just now has amplified my doubts. I never want to have to kill anyone ever again. Being a murderer is not how I envisioned my life to be. Of course not. But I also don't know in what direction my life is headed from now on. My heart is still so full of excitement after my last adventure. This might only be a tale, but there's this place of infinite knowledge. Oh? Are you by any chance talking about the subterranean caves of the plain of I've read so many stories about them. A hidden yet wondrous place. Though I really doubt a guy immortal like me could even walk there. But I've heard you can get there through the Twilight Chasm. Innkeeper, do you think that's true? That there's a portal to somewhere in the Twilight Chasm? I mean, anything's possible. Or maybe. This world is full of wonders after all. And since the Twilight Chasm arose from dreams, I'd say it isn't completely unlikely. Just thinking about the caves makes my heart beat faster and my fingertips itch. Maybe I should write a little story about them. Time to write down some keywords or I might lose my ideas. You know, I don't think you need to lead you. Your heart already knows what it wants to do. Huh? Do you really think so? Yes, it's quite obvious actually. How about you go write down those keywords now? This might already be an upcoming bestseller. Oh, you really are a sweet talker, aren't you? Thank you for your advice. Goodbye, innkeeper. Until next time, Archie. Hey. A quest has been taken. Good evening, Kaelin. Evening. Has boredom already caught up with you again? I'm always on my trail. Guessing this quest is still free. Not for much longer, it seems. Hadn't had enough of the undead yet? I've got practice with them now. Might as well make some use of it. Fair enough. I thought you'd be looking for Melly instead. Can't say I'm not worried about the little gal. But Fable is already on it. I trust him. And I trust Melly too. To come back, I mean. She promised me we'd see each other again soon. I'm learning to believe in people's words. You should too. Trust is a scary thing. I do, but trust is a scary thing. Everything's scary if Fable's to be believed. Might as well pick up the fun horrors to commit to. Like the undead? Exactly. I also gotta check up on my cousin. Those undead snails are sounding a lot more concerning right now. At least they're even slower. At least they're even slower than the regular undead. Very common, thanks. Want to take Archie along again? He might be the calming presence you're seeking. Under no circumstances. No. What if you get bored? He has very good stories to tell. Shut up. How will we talk about what? How will we talk about what drink you want then? You! Well, dearie me, my dearest acquaintances. Innkeeper, Dame Kaelin, you both look radiant today. What are we radiating? I shan't say, as it would be too rude. How polite of you. How are you doing, Scully? Just wonderful. Yesterday, I had the most delightful tea party with Sir Alphonse and Lady Frostgrip. Alphonse and I were able to learn so much about the times we've missed thanks to the young blacksmith prodigy. This world is truly an exciting and beautiful one. And by tomorrow the vampire would have forgotten all about it. But that merely means he'll get to remember again. How marvellous. The endless pursuit of learning is a wonder in and of itself. Speaking of learning, if you'll allow me, I'd like to learn how you are doing on this fine day of ours, Dame Kaelin. You look a little spent, and I would hate to be intruding on your space. Scully is so polite. I missed him. Just exhausted by all these people and their constant talking. You're good, though. Ain't your fault. Ah, I understand. The social aspects of life can be exhausting as they come with so many rules and obstacles one must traverse. But throughout this overwhelming obstacle course of mortal interactions, we can find many magnificent treasures. And all of them make these efforts worthwhile. Like quests. I was thinking about friends, but quests too. Are you heading out on one? Yeah. What's its cause? An unusual amount of undead creatures are haunting Fjordur lately. Especially near the Pale Woods. Kaelin is going to check on that. An undead gathering in the Pale Woods? But why so? Is there a convention, perhaps? No, it sounds more like the violent type of crowd. Unfortunate. It does seem that this sentiment is common amongst my compatriots. I have to say, it only just clicked now. The voice I'm kind of doing for Scully is like my best and worst Stephen Fry impression in terms of like the cadence and mannerisms and pacing in which he speaks. I don't know. I love Stephen Fry's voice, so I'm more than happy to channel that for Skelly's voice. Sense and sensibilities are often lost when you are ripped from the afterlife without your soul attached to your body. You don't have a soul. You've got a lot of personality for that to be true. That is very kind of you to say, but I'm afraid I'm a mere fragment of my former self. A bit of Stephen Merchant as well, hell yes! Yeah, I'll see the positives of like an opportunity to find a new self then. What a sweet promise. Still, it is strange to have everything you once were forgotten. How can you be forgotten when you're here? We will remember you as you are now, as I'm sure people did for your former life. Or former self, I should say. I hope I shall grow into a pleasant memory then, as well as a pleasant presence. You already are. That makes my non-present soul very happy to hear. Dame Kaelin, would you mind me tagging along on your quest? It sounds like a haven of fascinating research, and I've not been able to indulge in that pastime for a long while. Sure, come along. A skeleton would be a great help in wiping out a bunch of undead. Wiping out? By no means should that be our approach. We should study them, or better yet, strike up a civilized conversation. With enough charisma, I'm sure we can remind them of their mortal consciousness. Don't be ridiculous, they'll rip us apart. We can simply ask the innkeeper for some additional defense, in case they need some initial convincing. I could even offer you some frost armor to go along with it. A few frozen pine cones here and there, and you'll have a little bit more of a buffer, if your words don't take hold. Excellent idea! Or we just fight them, smash their bones together until they stop moving. No offense, Scully. None taken, though I believe a clever approach would be to rely on speed. Unawakened undead are rather slow, so we should embrace this possible advantage. Dexterity then, and defense. You were right on track with that one. May I suggest adding some Morganite lotus flower to this combination? Much like citron, it will bless your weapon strikes and lend you some of the power of the great dragons. The undead are incredibly vulnerable to holy attacks. Indeed we are. The power of the dragons is a difficult one to harness. I'm impressed by your capabilities, Innkeeper. I think your delight should be aimed towards the magical ingredients. To dilute them in such a way is a skill in of itself, as is choosing our approach to this. We should leave this up to her, correct? Yeah, you figure it out, Innkeep. Some additional defense is given, but what should we focus on? Charisma or dexterity? And don't forget those wondrous infusions of yours. I would never. Okay, so we've been leaning into like talking through things quite a bit. When it comes to undead, we've already previously seen in the quest that had Kaylin and Archie that undead are quite aggressive. So I think having it with the quickness and defense would probably be the best bet. Hey, Chill Monkey, how's it going? Okay, so not charisma, but this one with the dragon infusion. Oh, a little bit more information on the Southern Republic. Okay. Windmoor. Along the coastline lies Windmoor, which is constantly embraced by a gentle breeze. Windmills adorn the skyline, grinding more grain than any other city on the continent. Windmoor has an exclusive deal with the capital to send their grain through the pale woods and straight to the capital. It is a haven for every windmill enthusiast or folks who love freshly baked bread. The laughter of locals at the marketplace or in the harbour is carried by the coastal breeze, creating a distinct feeling of home. Pale Woods. In between the villages on the western coast of the Republic lies the Pale Woods, an extensive forest land stretching all the way towards the fields in front of the capital. Birch trees stand tall and slender, their pale trunks shimmering in the sunlight. Back in the day, the Pale Woods were a lot bigger, but many trees were cut down for building and crafting over time. Only one big road was built through the forest to form a connection to the various villages and the capital. While the main road exudes calm feelings during the day, the deeper parts of the woods still give travelers the eerie instinct to stay out of the labyrinthian forest. Themis. Themis, the capital of the Republic, lies at the heart of the realm. This majestic city has a unique architectural style, with several large houses, cathedrals, temples, and an enormous clock tower in the central plaza. The capital was built around the roots of the ether tree and are visible at the alleged very center of Gaia. Parts of the city are built entirely into the holy tree, though some of the roots remain untouched due to their toughness and the people's general unwillingness to permanently destroy any parts of the holy sanctuary. The mood of Themis is a diverse mix of cultures, traders, scholars, and craftspeople. Ereve. Ereve is located at the foothills before the imposing mountain range Rhyoliths. Rhyoliths? Its architecture gives off a rustic charm. The city is big enough to stretch all the way down to the bay, which is a big visual contrast to the hills and rocks further up the southern mountains. The town's vibe is in keeping with the rest of the land. Its markets are adorned with local crafts, taverns full of laughter and tales of adventurers, and streets bustling with the energy of those who call these lands their home. There are rumors that Ereve might sit upon an area with unusual magical energies, leading to the belief that many creatures are naturally attracted to it, such as werewolves and fairies. The Vegan Dead. The Pale Woods and its surrounding areas have been plagued by undead lately. First undead snails scavenging crops, then humanoid cadavers gnawing away at the forest itself. The local plants can't catch a break. No one knows why they suddenly hunger for the local flora. Some brave adventurers, preferably experienced with the X-Animate, should look into this. Okay, I think a little bit more force would probably be necessary. Okay, got some more tidbits of rumors. But we need to make drinks. So it wasn't this one, it was this one with swiftness. Yes, Swift Strike seems best because that's got absolute swiftness with a bit of defense. And we wanted the dragon infusion, was it? Let's get that in there. That's right? Yes, okay. Okay, it called for the dragon stuff, but it's got points in... Huh. That's not right. We need something to then kind of take away from... Okay. That looks right. I just had to put a lotus in there to add to it, but it still says the core of it is the dragon buffer. Huh. That looks right to me, so... Maybe we're adding 2 infusions instead of 1, but that looks right to me. This could be horribly wrong, and I'm sorry if it is. Let's just, yeah, let's save quickly. Okay. Well, and let's see what happens. I think it'd be hard to reason with creatures that don't have brains. I trust in your fighting skills, Kea, and I know Scully will make for a great support. Great. Good to see you found some common sense back there. Scully, let's go slay some undead. At your service, madam. Let us indulge in some violence. Enjoy your travels, your conversations, and your battles. Have fun, kids. Oh, we have a new quest. I think the one about the Twilight Chasm is the right one. I think this is right? No, that's not right. Rogue's parents. I think the one about the parents is the right one. We have enough pieces for that. And I just need to find where the last piece is. I'm missing one more. Although, this one about this wizard is also interesting. Hang on. Let's try, is this one about the wizard the correct one? There we go. Mission magically possible. The Wizard of Morlia has abandoned his tower on, well, Morlia, a small island near Niverduff and Darwell. As is custom for a wizard's tower, it is said to be full of alluring treasures, gold, magic items, forbidden knowledge, and spells. Anything your looting heart desires, but be warned, the wizard is known to have loved puzzles, mischief, and contraptions, so don't forget to check for traps. Oh, and we have another one. Okay. Is the one about the Twilight Chasm? Is that right? Because we've got 2 about the Twilight Chasm. Is that right? Huh. Let's get a little hint with that. Okay. Hang on. Okay, that's right. And then it says it washed up something interesting. There we go. The Parent Trap. The Twilight Flood brought more to Faerja than just the waters of the primordial sea, in particular two long-lost air echoes who had faked their own death and abandoned their only child. Now their kid is out for revenge and longs to have them killed, as the fate of tragic backstories wills it. These renegade parents were last seen in Borkum near the Wadden Sea, so any bounty hunter should probably start there. There we go. Scarlet, how's it going? We're just vibing with some tavern talk tonight. I gave everyone a heads up. I'm feeling quite eepy this evening, so tonight's going to be a relatively shorter stream. You. Okay. Before I see the quest, I'm just going to save quickly because I didn't actually read what that said. So, Act 3, The Twilight Flood. In Pursuit of Entropy. That was it. Okay. Oh, she's so cool and so pretty. You know, your quests are getting weirder by the day. I mean, no one's forcing you to take that one. Unless you have one of the basilisk swarms waiting in the wind. I think I'm good with this one. No basilisks, I'm afraid. Eager to kill some parental figures? Oh, interesting. She took that one. Okay. I'm doing all good. Just doing some painting. Yeah, hell yes. You know what? Speaking of family, you haven't brought your sister by in a while. How is she? No. We no longer speak. Jade has a sister, does she? Interesting. Oh, I didn't know that. You two were unbeatable when it came to bar fights. Yeah, I love her, but she's become a little too much like our parents, so I need to love her from afar. Or I wouldn't be loving myself very much. I'm sorry to hear that. Cutting her off must have hurt a lot. Must still hurt a lot. I've come to terms with it. Came out stronger in the end. That's all I could do. Maybe. But the wounds stay, don't they? People wound you. That's what they do. They can also heal you. Huh. That's a false sense of security. Eventually it all fades away. All falls away, sorry. Not everyone is doomed to become your enemy, including yourself. And I think you're doomed to say the weirdest things possible whenever you get the chance. It's a blessing, not a curse. If you want to see it that way. This rogue guy got any siblings? None that we know of. Their parents kind of faked their deaths, abandoned him when he was very young. They haven't exactly been writing postcards. I guess no one would handle that very well. What do you think about the whole killing them measure? Adds up to me. It does? Yeah. Not like they ever faced any real consequences for being shitty. Always falls on the kids, doesn't it? And you think being murdered is an appropriate consequence? It's not about what I think. I'm just taking the job. Right. But I was thinking... Think less. Or rather, think about what you're going to mix for me instead. Yeah, she kind of gives Ebron vibes, doesn't she? So you're not even hesitating? I'm a bounty hunter and keeper. Of monsters, I assumed? Not all monsters look unlike us. Very true. Very true, Jade. I agree with that. I thought you don't do charity. I don't. I expect a hefty payment by the end of this. That thief must have some jewels stored away somewhere, right? I see. So, drinks. Drinks, of course. Murder! How would you like to approach it? With a lot of force. Don't know how strong they are, but I need to be stronger. Maybe some defense in the mix would be good too, if their attack pattern turns out to be more complex than you thought. Sorry, that was me saying that. Should have done my voice. It seems like you do listen to me sometimes. Your stories of fighting mirages and three-headed antelopes are far too compelling to forget. I'd hope so. You still got any of those frozen pine cones lying around? The ones you gave me for the mountain mimic? If those deadbeats picked up some primordial magic, I could use some elemental protection. Clever as always, Jade? Obviously. So, Jade is so pretty when she smiles. I like Jade. I really like Jade. Plus that frost armor is pretty cool. Luckily for you and your coolness factor. No. You and your help, I got a big shipment of them in last month. Cool. I'll take some of those then. They're not contending with another approach? No. Unless... I guess there's another way. Is there? Listen, some things are unfixable. I'd saw both of my legs off before I'd ever talk to my folks again. But this wound is fresh. It could be possible to delay the inevitable. I could convince them to leave, scare them off, banish them somewhere where they can't hurt him. That way he can find them later, if he ever changes his mind. Maybe this rift isn't completely irreparable after all. It sounds like you're asking for some charisma. And some speed. Should hurry up before he does something drastic himself. Yep, some dexterity might help too. You never know how they could react. Might have to dodge some blows. Huh, might have to. You got any of that inspiration garbage lying around? I'm not so good with words when it comes to situations like this, and I might have to inspire them to be a little less awful. I could offer you either Thunder Sage or Honey Flowers, whatever flavor you prefer. You choose. About it all. Charisma, dexterity, inspiration. It's the less violent route, but it's not what he asked for. So won't complain about his strength and defense mix either, so long as you throw the frost armor in. I think my decision about this would be tinted by my own experiences. So please, a little help? Always, Jade. Thank you for asking. And make sure to leave Onyx some leftovers. She's thirsty. A little turtle is named Onyx. I love them. Dan from the internet, thank you so much for the resub. Good evening. I hope everyone's well. I'm doing wonderfully, Dan. I hope you're doing well as well. Thank you so much for the resub. So with this approach, because last time we went for like more aggressive means. I think for this one, because what he said was in like the heat of the moment, and yes, absolutely, like that's a real shitty thing for his parents to do. I think though, like wanting to set up a quest to have them killed was probably maybe heat of the moment, and I think scaring them off until things cool down, you can think things through, and then you can always kill them later. I'm just saying. So I think something with some charisma and swiftness. I think 1,000 Winds would probably be the best bet. But we do have some more information on the map. Yeah, given the family situation, yeah, just give it some breathing space until we see how things go. Okay, Amber Isles. The Amber Isles are a group of islands to the south below the Gulf of Fog. They consist of the island of Darwell, the Copper Archipelago, Molia, and Niverduff to the south. The climate in these lands is very warm, allowing for lush forests and sprawling flower fields, not to mention gorgeous waterfalls. The title Amber Isles comes from their golden orange trees that reflect warm, gentle light when approached from the horizon. Okay, so we've already like read everything out on this, because we've done a quest here before. But yeah, this is where the quest is happening. Yeah. Was there anything else? Oh, that one. Have I read out Mossbury? Mossbury, the southern island of Mossbury, is actually a peninsula, but due to the sea levels, this can only be seen a few times per year. Because of the strong tides, the coast on the southern and eastern sides of the peninsula changes drastically. Due to this peculiar arrangement, the coast is full of mud and shallow bodies of water with tidal flats and wetlands. The sea around Mossbury is called the Great Water Highway since it connects to a nation farther away to the southeast called Velos. Velos is the most important trading partner of the Republic. Apart from trading, knowledge about astronomy, mathematics, and alchemy is shared in detail between the two nations. Interesting. So I'll read these out. Underwater. In the northern Mossbury region, just south of the Moon Swamp, lies Underwater, a coastal city where the entire lives of its people are dictated by the ebb and flow of the tides. During the peak of high tide, the town's lower roads become submerged, transforming them into canals navigable only by boats. As the tides recede, the submerged streets re-emerge, revealing a glimpse of the marine life existing within the whims of the ocean. Underwater is a city that blurs the lines between land and... Underwater is a city that blurs the lines between land and sea with each tidal change and stands as a proud monument to the coexistence of a modern society and nature's flux. That's a really interesting concept. I like that. Borkum. The city of Borkum is a port city, a haven for wanderers and retired adventurers seeking rest. Its climate is pleasant and warm, with only the strong coastal tides creating occasional difficulties. Fishermen tell stories of their catches, while travellers in busy taverns swap tales of all the adventures they had in times past. The city's harbour is full of life as boats venture forth to explore the coastline and the nation of Velos in the far east. All in all, the city is much calmer in comparison to the port city Zoford, and because of this tranquility, many adventurers decide to spend their final chapters in Borkum. Lovely. Wadden Sea. The Wadden Sea near Borkum is a very popular vacation spot, especially for retired adventurers. The coast has a unique atmosphere depending on the ocean's tides. During low tide, the sea reveals a network of sandbanks and tidal creeks. Due to these tidal motions, the coast looks very different every year, and slowly but surely changes more over time. Mud is pretty much everywhere, and there are public mud baths for spa treatment available in some villages on the coast. The Wadden Sea is known for its rich flora and fauna, especially birds, ducks, geese, seals, and even flamingos. Lately, many shrimp can be found in the area, much to everyone's amusement. Very cool. Yes, interesting. Okay, so I think charisma is the best way to go about this. Was it 1,000 wins? Yes, heavy on charisma and swiftness with that extra infusion. Where was it? This one. Yeah, it's interesting. They ask for that infusion, but then I feel like I then need to balance it out with the other one or something that takes away. Although, let's see, is there one that incorporates brain power as well? Let me see. No, because we want swiftness in there. Oh, Sunny Breeze is probably the better fit then, because that does have swiftness, but that also has brain power. So let's go with that one instead. Because yes, then it is already pointing this way. Cool, cool, cool. There we go. Maybe this cause isn't as lost as we think it is. If they can't be reasoned with, I can always trick them and kill them that way, yes. But I guess I'll try talking first. Let's hope this is the right choice. Don't you trust me? You wish. Don't forget to fill me in your success. If I have any charisma left in me, you'll be sure to hear all about it. Until then, don't tell him what I'm doing. I shall keep this secret between us. You do love those. Typical Fae, I guess. Oh, are we Fae? Are we like an Archfae or something? Don't take too many names while I'm gone. I wouldn't dream of it. We're not denying it! I think we're Fae. Oh, interesting. Hey! Hey, you two. Nah, man, you gotta be careful with that ethereal bamboo. I mean, it's super cool and all, but if you cut it the wrong way, it's gonna charge up and... whoosh! Gone you are, sucked into the ethereal weave. Oh, well... You know, like those fishies that'll kill if you cook them the wrong way? Fish? Yes, they look like balls with spikes. Oh, pufferfish, yes. Don't know about the name though. They're called pufferfish. Exactly! Yeah, that! Oh, wait. You're also here. Lol. Sure am. You're looking fire. Nice drip. I can't with this talk. Thank you, Inigo? Nico, can we stay on topic, please? Topic. Right. So, I heard any type of vibration can trigger a small rift. It's like disturbing a sleeping dragon. Wrong move and the world's faltering and whatnot. So you're saying if I use my bow the wrong way, I could open a rift and be lost in the ethereal weave? Bet. Would suck big time, but alas. Though, can't be entirely sure. I mean, what's the fun in knowing everything for sure? Don't be basic. Embrace the chaos. You know what? I kind of stand by that. Hell yes. As long as you don't play any wrong notes, you should be fine. Nothing easier than that. Especially under pressure. Especially then, I'm sure. Then you have nothing to worry about it, friend. Might even come in handy one day. The person who made your instrument must have had at least, like, one thought about making it like that. They did. Many thoughts, actually. Oh, another quest is taken. Hell yes. Oh, is that the Wizard Tower one? Hell yes. Good mythical morning, innkeeper. I know theoretically it's early afternoon, but hey, who cares? Good theoretical morning, Hex. Almost there. You forgot the mythical. Good mythical theoretical morning. Better. Okay, listen up. I found this little leaflet on your notice board. And I saw you're finally sending someone to investigate that abandoned wizard tower. And I just decided that someone is me. I've been wanting to see what's up there for a while now. Talk about good timing. Did you say wizard tower? What's the tea? Well, there's an abandoned wizard tower near Niverduff on a small island called Morlia. Ah, the one with the worms? Oh, thanks for the stretch check, Sam. Ah. Oh, I am sore and I am eepy. Oh, excuse me. I think you can find worms in any ecosystem. Oh, thank you for the hydrate check as well. Thank you, Lord Azul. That's what they want you to think. Sure. Either way, no one has seen the Wizard of Morlia in quite some time. So they say. And I've been dying to know what he might be hiding in his tower. I bet lots of explosives. I'm more hoping for scrolls of ancient magic and semi-cursed objects. Oh, and of course, books of forgotten knowledge. Rumor has it he left behind quite the hoard of peculiar trinkets. Surely, after all, as it states in the leaflet, traps, puzzles? Must be something very valuable hidden there. Maybe even the key to immortality. Or they were bored. Admittedly, I don't design puzzles when I'm bored, though. I blow things up. I love when things go boom. Oh no, these two. These two are going to go on the quest together and it's going to be complete chaos. Same. You know what? What? I think you should take me and Voyboy along. Oh my god, this chaos trio. Oh no. Excuse me. Listen, you say trinkets and I'm all in. I mean, The entropy we'd create if we traveled as a trio would be immaculate. We'd be able to tackle the wizard's puzzles and deathly traps with wits and violence. And music. You have my lockpicks. And my Hagwim. Maybe the ethereal weave could even help. Ethereal bamboo, huh? But an ethereal weave escape would only work with Cherubim silk. Huh? The ghost spiders of Cherubim use their silk to spin the weave. Good thing that these strings are made of Cherubim silk, then. Great, then we can use your Hagwin as our planned sea escape plan. Should the wizard be at home after all, or foster any monsters in any traps, your Hagwin will be our way out. By dipping into the ethereal weave. Don't worry, it's like dreaming, or teleporting. You'll just have to find your way back out. We'll manage that. I'm a master teleporter. And I'm sure our innkeeping friend here has the right drink for you. Perhaps something that will give you some brain cells. And quick reflexes, so I'm hasty and can easily evade traps. Good that I don't need help with either. But shouldn't we be able to fight back fiercely in case something is lurking in the tower? Lots of traps probably means lots of fire, so fire resistance would be helpful too. Fighting sounds good. I love to kill something, but I hate making decisions. I think the innkeeper should decide what to make. Okay, so something strong to barge in and fight our way through, paired with fire resistance to survive lethal traps, or something for our brains that gives us focus infused with haste. I'm going to lean definitely towards brains and intelligence for this, because just roll to check traps. Guys, don't blow up the tower. I'll see what I can do, but don't hold me responsible for whatever ends up happening. We would never... ever. Oh, these crazy kids. They're gonna die. But we've got some information on Iniko. Iniko is not opposed to violence and loves blowing things up, even or maybe especially without any reason to do so. Lately, they seem to realize that being dependent on a team isn't half bad. It can be fun, especially when some equally chaotic acquaintances keep you company. Nice. Okay, so something with brains and swiftness. Let's put the infusion in first. Okay, so swiftness and... oh, baby. How beautiful, baby. So we've got swiftness and we've got a little bit of sword. So what was that one that I saw before? I think the Silent Owl one would be good then. Because that is a lot of brains, swiftness, and then we've also got the infusion that adds for that. With the Silent Owl, you make the night your own. Its accentuated taste and hand-selected spices allow you to become the silhouette lurking in the shadows. A quick sip of this drink will grant you the sight, strength, and subtlety of a natural predator. Let's go with that. Because these crazy kids need their brain juice. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Sneaky, sneaky. Here you go, brains and quick reflexes. Thanks. I'm sure this will be of use for solving puzzles and evading traps. I'll be sad if not a single thing explodes. Explosions could damage all the loot. But maybe afterwards we could light a little fire? You know what we should do? What? We should take Jade along. She'd definitely be interested in the treasures too. An additional blade couldn't hurt. Any idea where we can find her, innkeeper? You just missed her! I'm afraid she's already on a quest, so probably nowhere nearby. That's fine. We'll poach her. Good luck. Thank you. We shall return with a story worth telling. I can't wait. Bye, loser. Thanks, I didn't need to be called out like that. When are we going to see my vamp boy again? I miss him. Do do. Raining. Act 3, The Twilight Flood, Chapter 13? Sorry, 18. A well-deserved break. God, I need that. 25th of the astral moon. Hey, you crazy kids. Hello, Innkeep. Look what I found. Looks like a rare specimen of Archie to me. I'm one of a kind. Oh, you know each other already. Of course you do. You know pretty much everyone in this city, huh? No. Let's flatter him a bit. Of course I know him. He's quite the celebrity in town. Oh, I suppose I am. He's Zenith's most famous author. He even survived an assault by hordes of the vicious undead. Author? I guess I really am an author. Yes. Momo. And here I thought I could surprise you. How did you two meet? I think he spotted me on the street. Must have thought I had a lot of stories to tell, so he asked me if he could write my biography. What a unique way to call someone old. But she does have a lot of stories to tell. Archie, how many manuscript topics do you want to collect before you actually finish something? Okay, listen. Listen. All of them are work in progress. Like, I will finish it when I have the creative inspiration to finish it. Okay. At the moment, I'm just still adding stuff to my phone and making interesting Pinterest boards for inspiration. Well, you see, it's always important to collect ideas. Life itself is the best source of inspiration for any artist. Look at him. He's so eager to write. I just couldn't refuse that look in his big, sparkly eyes. Writing down ideas is so much fun. There's the magical detective story, Theo's and my adventures with the undead, and now Una's biography as well. It's fantastic. Excuse me. I suppose you're right. Una, how come you want your biography to be written now? I don't really have a reason. I'm old, and I've seen a lot of stuff. Would be sad if all that knowledge went to waste, right? It's not like you'll disappear any second now, is it? Don't say that. This is a fantasy story. Shit like that can happen. Of course not. I get it. A lot of terrible things have been happening lately. Don't be silly. We'll be fine. It's always nice to see most of your friends return during times like these. Most of them? Oh. Oh no. Stuff like this happens every few decades. It's completely normal. If you say so. Are you going to pay Archie accordingly, though? That's what I'm here for. I'ma pay him in drinks. And I could also use a little refreshing drink myself. I gotcha. Anything specific you'd like today, Archie? Hey, Bran, how's it going? Welcome back. Just the same as always. I drink to stay focused on my writing to defend my brain against all those distracting thoughts. Coming right up. What do we got for Archie? Something with defense. Do we have something with brains and defense? Because first snow could be quite good. Frosted Lagoon is also good. Let's go with the first snow, because they just want defense, so let's go with that. And some charisma. And some swiftness. Oh, that's right. We need something extra. That's right. Oh, in that case. What was it? I think it was that. Yes, and then we add to... There we go. First snow. Ding ding. Oh, Brian, I'm really glad that you liked the Camille ASMR tale. I really liked putting that one together. Yeah. Sorry, just trying to get comfy. Here you go, a drink to boost your concentration. Thank you very much, dear innkeeper. This is delicious. I feel an irresistible itch in my fingertips already. I'm always happy to oblige. So, Una, what's it for you today? Maybe something that will give me enough strength and energy to tell this whippersnapper every little detail of my life. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, give me a quick second, I'll be back with your drink. Yee. Oh, I'm really glad that you guys liked it. Silent owl. Why don't we do a sailor's courage? Yeah, let's go with that. And this one also requires a little boost as well, so... yeah, let's go with that. Hang on. No, that's not right. Because then we need, like, defense and then the other one on top of that. And do. Nom nom nom. Nom nom. Okay. So what is the correct one that we need? I think it was the feather instead for sailor's courage. Yes, because then it starts out like that. And then we can do lots of sword juice. And some defense. There we go. Oh, Una's, prosthesis, she has a crochet hook on the end to help with her crocheting. I love that detail so much, it's so cool. Some liquid stamina for the golden girl. Let's see if your skills are to be trusted, Inky. Oh. Archie, I hope you're ready for at least 600 pages. That's a lot. But you already agreed, so you don't have a choice. And now, my dear Archibald, we'll begin with the writing. Thanks for your hospitality, Innkeep. I'll see you later. Goodbye, Innkeeper. I'll remember to give a copy of the book to you. Signed, please. Of course. Very well. Goodbye, you two. Okay, what do we learn about Archie? We'll see who walked in just a second. There are experiences one must undergo in life to determine their future. Archie realized the life of an adventurer was nothing like he imagined it to be, and that's okay. Now he knows his desire for the pen outweighs that of the sword, and I'm very excited to get my hands on some signed copies of his works. You're back! Hello, Minthy! God, Minthy is so pretty and so cool. The best doggos. Welcome back, Minthy. Good to see you, Innkeeper. And surprisingly, your tavern's dry interior. I thought you might be appreciating the dampness of almost everything nowadays. Maybe well underwater, but wheels and mud do not mix. On land, I appreciate structurally sound and smooth wood flooring much more than its soggy alternatives. That bad? You would too. Just step a few minutes past your tavern. Then you might get an idea of the things jammed in my spokes and smushed between Casket and Kane's toes. I'll pass, and besides, stories from my patrons are much more enjoyable. I can kind of see the resemblance in terms of like the face, but I think she was maybe one of the supporters of the game, because I think this game, correct me if I'm wrong, was a Kickstarter or Indiegogo project, so I think she's maybe one of the people who contributed to that. Speaking of, how did the pearl hunt go? Honestly, it wasn't all too eventful, but before I go on, I could do with one of your drinks, innkeeper. Something to keep my mind clear of any irrelevant distractions for the journey back. Let me see what I can do. We need something with brain juice. We can do that. Let's do a sparkling nebula. That one is so pretty. Brain juice and charisma juice. Yee. My baby is so handsome. Boop. Ooh, excuse me. May this inspire boundless creativity. Just what I needed. If only I had a boundless supply of this drink while writing at my desk. Fortunately, my establishment doesn't do deliveries. What a shame. Like, looking at her hair, I had considered like cutting my hair to that sort of length, but I don't know how I would feel about it, because I've always had quite long hair, and so I'm quite attached to it. But I don't know, maybe when I like hit my later 30s, I might consider going with a shorter cut, but we will see. We will see. Ah, hair's getting in the way. Ah, should just chop it all off, damn it. But before you go on, I actually have something else for you. Ah, and here I thought I'd have to needle you for it again. What a pleasant surprise. My favorite kind. Here, a completely proofread manuscript, I hope. I certainly hope it's completed. Since my retrieval and your proofreading have been such a long time in the making, yes? Right. Long in the making. You should probably wash that red ink off your hands before it stains your mugs. Oh, did we literally proofread it the night before? Whoops. Oh, right. I was editing my recipes all night. Crazy story, actually. For another time, that is. I see. I will say, it's good to have these papers back in my hands. May I inquire as to why you asked for them back now? I've decided to finally publish the book. What I've written about, it's very dear to my heart. And I'm happy to finally get to share my writing with the world. Minthy the author. It has a nice ring to it. It'll be Mackenzie Catron Pecan, actually. A very nice pen name. It was time I finally chose one, and something universal at that. Procrastination is a curse of all of its own. Sure is. So, about the pearl, or pearls? Protection pearls. Like I said, it wasn't too eventful. I had tea with the Banshee of the Lonesome Lagoon, and she traded me the pearls for objects of her desire. Mostly I promised her a signed copy of the book. Good for her. You know, I've been meaning to ask, if I may, what do you need the pearls for exactly? I know you're often looking for them, but I was never quite sure why. Well, I'm sure you remember the curse I was bestowed with. Yes, the cursed parasitic rings that amplify your magic to a painful degree. Exactly those. They cause quite a lot of issues for me and my body. Sometimes it feels like the magic is eating away at me, slowly feasting on my organs and nerves. It's tearing me apart from the inside out as it gradually takes my life and health. The protection pearls help me keep the mana in check. They bring it down to manageable levels. It helps the pain a lot. So you're saying you turn the pearls into a drink? Wonderful to see it's still your first solution to everything. Yes, on occasion. Mostly I grind them into ink for my tattoos. They're very versatile little beauties. I'm happy you could find some then. Now that I think about it, care to share? I'm sure they'd be great for my drinks. Not so fast. For most people, they'll just amplify mana to ridiculous and dangerous degrees. And I don't want to be held responsible for the chaos your patrons could cause. However, maybe I can offer you something less extreme, but still energizing. Here. Cursed coffee, okay. Is this your infamous coffee recipe? After all these years, you finally trust me with it? It's time. I think you can finally make it without poisoning someone. I'll do my best. Thank you, Minthy. Perhaps it'll also help you keep your promises in time. Anyhow, I think we're due to take our leave. Need to make some ink? Something like that. Plus, I promised Casket and Kane we'd check if any primordial tennis balls got washed up by the flood. Let's recommend Vaya again. Vaya might be able to make you some moss balls. What a perfect excuse to catch up with her. Is she around? More frequently recently. It's nice. A miracle she still comes round after you exercised her favourite bog body. We were young and inexperienced. It happens. That it does. It was lovely to see you again, Innkeeper. Likewise. Best of luck on your journey, and don't forget to send me a copy of that book. Okay, so Mindy's a part of the crossover with Quincy and Mackenzie Catron. Interesting, very cool. Because, yeah, honestly, she was kind of giving similar to vibes that Quincy was. Like, this is a real person who's a part of this world, or is, like, a special guest as an NPC in this game. So that's really cool. Nice. If you promise not to forget about its existence this time, I'll do my very best. I know you will, friend. I know you will. And you. Alrighty, Act 3, The Twilight Flood, Chapter 19, Remnants, 27th of the Astral Moon. Hey guys! Are you gonna be pissed at me because I said not to kill your parents? Jade, welcome back. Was your quest successful? When have I ever failed? Well, you do look surprisingly unbloodied. Also, hello Kumo. Kumo? Who's Kumo? That guy. New name, I'm guessing? No. No names here. Never had a name. Don't even know what names are. Am I just supposed to go along with that? You're supposed to make me a drink. Then we can talk. Fair enough. What can I get you? I've still got plans after this, but Onyx is pretty tired. So give me something that'll get her to keep up with my speed if I let her have a sip. Anything for Onyx. Anything for Onyx, the adorable turtle. Drink time. Let's go with... Oh, new recipe. Cursed coffee. When you peer inside the steaming chalice, looking at your own distorted reflection, you'll find the darker, swirling depths. The blankness will be all-consuming, a gloom so bitter you might think you see the souls of the damned shimmering inside, but really you'll be looking at a strong cup of coffee. That's it. But let's do something with swiftness. Let's do a swift strike. Hey. I drink for Onyx and you, but mostly Onyx. Not too bad. It's concerning to see you know me so well. Being a regular does have its perks. So, names? Let's start with the story first. You love those, right? You know it. I'll spare you the details of my journey to Borkum, though I didn't miss the chance to make some extra money along the way. Everyone thought I was the right woman for their jobs. They helped me with the quest too. Squeezed a good description of the renegade parents out of the some Red Dune merchant, who was in a deep dispute with a blue-crowned elephant. I'd love to hear that story, actually. Not my problem. Asking a couple of pointed questions got me to the inn the deadbeats were staying at. Problem with people is, can't exactly kill them in broad daylight. With monsters, you'd be thanked for doing so. But with people, you gotta be patient. So I did what anyone would have done in my situation. I posed as a tour guide. Interesting choice, okay. And they believed you? Sure did. Enika was right. Your drinks are great for pulling scams. Happy to hear that. I offered them a tour of the nearby Wadden Sea and led them to an area I knew was shunned by actual tour guides because of the unpredictable tides. Gave them a spiel about how a battle of the Order of Starlight took place there, yada yada yada. Pretty soon their eyes were glued to some starfish playing in the mud. It was a perfect opportunity to get it over with quickly. Obviously I wasn't going to kill them just then. They needed a chance to run, but I had to scare them first. I raised my spear right above my head and was about to go for a warning strike when I heard this zinging sound. I deflected the knife that was flung my way at the last second, and it shattered against the ground. All three of us turned and saw this cloaked echo reaching for another knife. He had his hood pulled up, knives and daggers strapped all over his body. I wonder who that could have been! Even the air seemed to go darker around him. Looked like a real Shadowbane. I trained under them. Impressive. Those deadbeats thought I was protecting them from him. Should have seen the look on their faces when I said I was there to kill him. I turned back, wanting to refocus on my warning strike when I was interrupted by a simple stop. It was said in this deep, raspy, incredibly fake voice that sounded like some sort of proper degenerate. Like the two bums thought we were fighting about who'd get to kill them. Their approach to such a situation was to immediately try and bribe us. I told them to shut it. They asked me what I wanted then, if it wasn't money or words. So I turned to our little Shadowbane and asked what he wanted. But he just stood there, quietly. Can't blame him. That's a little scarier than your parents. So you helped him with the decision? Not exactly. I walked over to him and handed him my spear. She said, "This is your choice. Make it." It felt like she was passing some of her courage onto me. He stepped forward, my spear in his hand, and took off his hood. He was... I'll spare you the details. Oh, Kumo. They recognized him, of course. Had the audacity to act surprised. Surprised is one way to put it. When they talked, they sounded so... like they thought I had died. You could have. They left you. I wanted to say something. Anything. Yell, tell them to get lost. Scream at them for what they've done to me, but... all that came out was... Why did you leave? Their silence went on for so long. Would have been longer if those tides hadn't come rushing in. You did kind of walk into that one. Kind of. Luckily, I was quick. Got all of us up on some muddy rocks that the waves couldn't reach. How long were you up there for? A couple of hours. Left us a lot of time to talk. Oh. Did you? Yes. A lot. For example, did you know the primordial flood was caused by the pyre erupting? The pyre? You mean the biggest volcano in all of Asteria, nestled right in the Leviathan's domain? Yeah. Apparently it erupted and then collapsed, covered all of the primordial sea in ash and set off a tsunami. It should not be doing that. No. Do you think powerful magic was afoot? Probably not. What use is a giant tsunami to anyone? Maybe they wanted to be wet? Probably not. Are tsunamis and their causes all you and your parents talked about? No. Mostly we talked about the leaving thing. They said not a day went by when they didn't regret what they'd done. I asked why they didn't come back then. They didn't have an answer for that. Mom said she was proud of my knife-throwing skills, though. I never thought they'd apologize. They owned up to all of it, as awful as it was. I hadn't planned for that. They wanted to make up for everything and be a part of my life. They also said it was up to me, and what I wanted. See, that's why you have time to think clearly before wanting to murder family, okay? What do you want? A family. Is that stupid? No, it's not. So you forgave them? No, not yet. I have to see if they actually mean what they said first. I can't trust them right now. We don't really know each other anymore. Who knows if we'll get along. But they did say they want to get to know me, and I think I might like that too. They're just so different. It feels like I'm angry at people that don't exist anymore. You're still allowed to be angry. That was still something really shitty they did. Even if they changed, they hurt you. Neither forgiveness nor forgetting is required. It just feels unfair, like I'm harboring resentment for ghosts. But I'll try to be honest with them. I owe that to myself. Plus, Jade threatened to decapitate them if they ever hurt me again. Best friends! Hell yes, that's what friends are for. They'd stand no chance. None. Could I have a drink now too? Sure, let's trade. Right. A secret? No, a name. I assume Jay didn't know you was Kumo because your parents didn't call you that. Correct. What did they call you then? I'm not. I'll trade you my name. Just give the guy a drink. Your first name? Those are quite precious to Maida, right? Very. See it as a secret to trade for. I'm listening. Alicia. Is that her real name? That's such a beautiful name, Alicia. Beautiful name? I don't respond to flattery. But thank you. It's definitely better than mine. Yours fits you. It does not. If you say so. So, not Alicia. What would you like in exchange? Maybe something that'll stop me from choking on my words. In case I have to do more of this emotional thing. I've definitely got something for that. Oh, the turtle is Jade's pet. Its name is Onyx, and we love him. And he has a teeny tiny little nose piercing, it looks like. I've definitely got something for that. UHF always seem to go for, what is it? The Sunny Breeze, I think, is like their drink of choice. No, the Spoken Heart is their drink of choice. So let's make them one that's a personal favorite of theirs. Yee. Speak from the heart. Not Alicia. Here you are, some fluid emotional vulnerability. It tastes a lot better than it sounds. Feels a lot better too. Maybe. I still need to call you something else though if Kumo is out. It is. What have you got for me then? I'm running out of names. Jade, can I? Nope. My name. Fine. How about... Honey, no. This is some George Glass kind of shit. God damn it, Dave. Dave. You know what? Sure, I'll go with that. I'm proud of you, Dave. For everything you've gone through and for choosing what's right for you. Thank you. It's just not the edgy, fantastical name that I was expecting. Oh, that's kind of the norm for settings in games like this, so... Dave. Okay, your name is Dave. Do you need a hug? May have already gotten one from Jade. Oh. Speaking of me, I gotta go. Wanna check in with Grace and her goons. See you around, airboy. See you around, Alicia. Dave. What about you? Care to linger a little longer? I need some time to think all this over. Maybe even feel it too. Is Fable back yet? I think cheesecake would make for a great distraction right about now. God, I could go for some cheesecake right now. No, I thought maybe you ran into them on the way back. I didn't. Fable will be fine. So Melly isn't back yet either. No, I'm afraid not. Cool. Great. I guess I'll talk to... Kaelin? Your parents? Maybe. Do you think they still love me? I don't know. I hope they do. I hope they'll love you well, but I don't know. I do know that other people love you, and that if your parents fail to live up to what you deserve, you won't be loved any less. Oh, last time, Fable set off to try and find Melly, the adorable little cat girl, who got swept up in the tsunami. So Fable is out on a mission to find Melly and bring her back. Have I ever mentioned my family has a nemesis named Dave that lives across the road from us and we use his name like a curse? Dave! Like, yes, that's great. Amazing. I'd like to believe that. Sometimes I just think if even... Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. Sometimes I just think if even my own parents could leave me, anyone can. Don't measure your worth by the actions of the people that hurt you. Nothing good can come of that. I'm very thankful to have met you. Anyway, I'm also part of the night or whatever, so I must go. Farewell. See you soon. Dave. Oh my god. Steph, you are a precious bean and a good egg. I try my best. Speaking of beans and eggs, like, add some toast in there and I'll be a full, well-rounded breakfast. Act 3, The Twilight Flood. Chapter 20, Chaos Protocol. Oh, that sounds good. Hey, kiddos! Sweetie! Who is the best bean? She's back! Hi! Sorry, Melly just makes my heart so soft. I really like cats, guys. I would like to see the baby. She's okay. Okay, let me do the voice.
Innkeeper! Surprise!
Nice to see that you're back. Is Fable with you?
No? Should they be?
They were looking for you.
They aren't a very good detective then.
I'm happy to see you're well, Melly. Everyone was worried about you.
Why? I'm great at taking care of myself.
You are? But where have you been all this time?
Investigating things, obviously. Like the flood. My investigation led me to Morla. Or more like, they did. Nico, Voy, and Hex, I mean. I followed them to Varlia. They were talking about mysteries and puzzles, and I'm trying to solve a mystery, so... I couldn't let the opportunity pass me by.
You're lucky. People usually pay a lot of money to spend time with me.
Why?
Choose your words carefully, Voy. There is a child in the room. Because I'm, like, famous?
But I didn't go there because of you. I was following clues.
Where can I post pictures of my Siberian TyJon then? You can post them in like the links and pics chat if you're on the Discord, which I believe you should be because you are a subscriber, so feel free to post them there. I want a cat so badly, but I live in a studio apartment and I don't have the space to ethically take care of one. And it sucks! Okay.
I stayed outside. My case isn't about a wizard, not this time.
Where's Hex, anyway? You know, doing wizard things. Like arson? That would have been fun, but instead he chose to study. He immediately wanted to check out the spells we found. Although he seemed pretty disheartened. How come? Not sure. I guess he didn't find what he was looking for. Maybe because the world's greatest treasure was already traveling with him. What would that be? Me? Never mind. He told us to keep an eye out for any time magic razzle-dazzle. But we found nothing. At least you managed to get inside and return safely. Yeah, the way there was easy peasy. We got there thanks to Nico pulling off a shape-shifting trick and pretending to be a merchant. Stole some guy's coat and face, and used his reputation to secure us a boat ride to Morlia. Next sub-goal, get Steph a place where she can have as many cats as she wants. Sam, that is very, very kind, but I'm afraid it's going to take more than just one sub-goal to be able to make it that level. I'd have to be making consistently, like, high, like, Twitch partner levels of income in order to afford to rent a place like that in London, to be fair. Eventually I will be able to get a full castle, or just a nice house where I can have like just two kitties to keep each other company. Said I wanted to meet with a real estate agent from the Majocracy to buy the island. I told them to pick us up in a week or so. By then we'd be far gone. What happened once you reached the island? I'm quite intrigued. Before we tell you anything, I'd like a drink. Something that goes down like honey and will make my poetry flow like a wild river. Nothing easier than that. They mentioned honey, so that makes me think that. So something with swiftness and charisma. Yeah. Because we don't have anything else that's like specifically honey flavored. I think that wind one was the best one. Because it's got the swiftness and charisma and defense. There you go. There we go, 1,000 wins. Some honey for those vocal cords. Enjoy. That's what I'm talking about. Amazing. Can we move to the story now? You've got somewhere to be? Nah, but I'm getting bored. We got to Morlia, an island so small it's basically the tower's wild backyard. As I walked between the crystalline roses, I expected to see secret passageways hiding behind every corner. I almost brought you back a rose. Roses would fit my tavern, excuse you. Why didn't you? I thought you wouldn't like it. I would've. Oh, okay. That's, moving on. The tower itself reached so high, I thought it might be reaching out to kiss the moon itself.
It was really tilted, at about a 5-degree angle. I measured it with my paws.
Oh, sweet baby angel.
The bricks were still wet. I'm sure the tsunami shook its foundation.
Would think the waves would have done us a favor and knocked down the door, but nope. That locked door was the first challenge. Enrico's lockpicks broke. Seemed like a skill issue. Broke. Skill issue. Bro, the door ate my lockpicks. That is some straight up D&D shenanigans. Hell yes. Ah, a door mimic. A classic first step to securing your establishment.
You talk like you've seen one before.
Have you ever tried to open my door when the inn's closed? We have a mimic security system, hell yes.
No?
If you do, don't use any lockpicks and take care of your fingertips. So, how did you get inside? By charming it. Hex forgot his spellbook and couldn't get the arcane lock-unlock spell to work. And obviously, it wouldn't let us in just like that. So I decided to play the mimic a tune. Yeah, that was amazing, bro. Your fancy tunes are the GOAT. I was nervous. I'd never played in front of a mimic before, so I wasn't sure what their taste in music was. I decided to play something emotional, something that would melt its metaphorical heart. A song of woe. Who would have thought it'd literally melt? I rolled to seduce the door. I mean, you say that, but that has definitely come out of the mouth of several players at a D&D table, to be fair. Yeah. I began playing the first tune and the lock started weeping before I reached the chorus. Tears were streaming down its face. And as if they were very hard or made of acid, the door melted away. Afterwards, the lock lay in a puddle of wood, sobbing and thanking me for my performance.
That's not a very sturdy lock.
It just sounds very in touch with its emotions. We stepped over the door's remains and into the tower. It was so much taller and bigger on the inside. Like a pocket dimension. So freaking cool. Except a tower can't really fit in your pocket. Bet. Hex walked ahead. Guy was really distracted. He didn't even listen to my poem about the symbiotic relationship between axe and door. For a long time we didn't encounter anything. Just a long hallway. No doors, only a bunch of strange paintings. Of course, most hallways can't go on forever, so eventually we reached a staircase. S. Elliot Illis, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Blue Rose Respite. I hope you enjoy your time with us. We're playing Tavern Talk. We're quite well into this story, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy the awesome tavern vibes. Let's go, Tavern Talk, my beloved. Hell yes. Of course, most hallways can't go on forever, so eventually we reached a staircase. After what felt like 5.5 minutes... eternity.
Meanwhile, I was outside investigating the flora and fauna. Everything was very peculiar, like it was all from another world. The colors were different, very blue and almost spectral. And there were lots of spiderwebs, or yarn, not sure which. Suddenly, the ground shook and almost knocked me off my feet.
Who could have guessed there were pressure plates on those stairs? I wasn't paying attention, it was too careless. One wrong step and the pressure plate triggered an explosion and... clunk. The whole staircase began crumbling down into a pit of nothingness. Bit by bit, starting from the bottom. I rushed upwards to safety, away from the weird wizard abyss. I stumbled, and if it hadn't been for Hex, I'd be mush. He grabbed my hand and pulled me up. But he isn't really the strongest, so we almost tumbled down together instead. Excuse me. I figured I couldn't just leave them to fall to their pathetic destiny. So I zoomed down to grab Hex by his collar and pull both him and Voyboy back up. Thank you for saving us, Nico. No problem, Voyboy. Don't get used to it.
Didn't you expect a trap like that? After all, a great wizard would want to protect their treasure.
I guess we were a little distracted by all the gold hanging from the walls. Okay, thank you for checking on what the time was. I want to get to the end of this day because the fact that this is day 20 makes me think that maybe this is going to include like a big plot development or something like that. So let's get to the end of the day and then I think I'll call it. The staircase ended in a wondrous library that spiraled endlessly higher around the tower's inside walls. We lost Hex at the bottom in the first row of books. A lot of them were drenched. Didn't seem like the tower was waterproof. There was still primordial water dripping from somewhere above. We couldn't make out the ceiling. Tried to reach it though. The second story of the spiral staircase library had 3 paths leading away. Each path ended in a door, and all 3 doors were closed and marked with runes or paintings or rusty old locks. I got sucked into looking at the library's beautiful murals. Each of them depicted a different story. One of them was a mosaic of mirrors. That one was my favorite. Watching Hex look at books was like reading a thriller. Almost every second book was rigged with a trap, but he figured out the pattern quickly. Something Fibonacci, I don't know. Once I was able to pry myself away from the murals, I started looking for spell things. I knew Hex was most interested in those and, you help when you can. I didn't. I mostly looked at all the small treasures lying around. The wizard had this real cool staff with a chonk of a gemstone embedded at the top. Imagine the damage I could do with that. But I also found something else that was really cool. Here, take a look. It's dope, right? Did you give me something? Or put something on my wall? I think there's something on the shelf behind Voy. I was trying to play spot the difference. I think it was on the shelf behind Voy, but I can't see it clearly yet. Probably when Voy stands up, then we'll be able to see what it is. What is this? A weather jar, duh. Shows what the weather is like in another realm. I see. Let me guess. Avalon? I knew you'd get it. I found some spell scrolls. One of them had golden runes on it. Hex like that one, but he didn't love it, you know? Then, nestled between a few red velvet armchairs, I found a glass case. It had a golden frame and a scroll placed inside, neatly in the middle. The scroll was floating and all that. I knew Hex was looking for more spells, so I called for him. As soon as I mentioned an oddly floating scroll, he came sprinting upwards, staring at the glass case. He already had another scroll tucked into his coat. Honestly, I was expecting him to be carrying half the library at that point. But I guess that would have been too heavy for him. Of course, the stupid glass case was also a puzzle. Had no lock, no lid, no nothing. Just glass in a gold frame. The scroll itself was glowing a promising blue. I suggested breaking the glass. Hex gave me his finest death glare. So he investigated the puzzle himself. While they were doing boring side quests, I made sure to stuff my pockets. Found a jeweled silver paperweight shaped like a bird that'll make for a great blunt weapon. Hex was too scared we'd destroy the scroll by triggering another contraption, so he suggested we look around in the adjacent rooms. The riddle doors. Hex only had to look at them for a mere second before figuring them out. Apparently all of those murals and runes were referencing a story hidden somewhere in the library. So he made us search for it. It was tricky. We didn't want to trigger the book traps after all. It was like the library knew that what would tempt us the most. I kept seeing books about forgotten songs, rare instruments, and romantic poetry. And I saw books about burglary and fraud. Even had to tackle you to the ground one time so you wouldn't blow us all up. Who can resist a good scheme? It was kind of exciting, seeing Hex hop up and down the stairs looking for the right books. First password was password. The second password was passwords past the password.
And the third one was passwords past the password's password.
You wish, but no. It was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Easy to crack. Good for you.
The first room was an alchemy lab, full of apparatuses that I'd never seen before. Most of the liquids had gone dry, but Hex insisted on taking whatever was left with us anyway. Wouldn't let me taste any, though. The nerd was more interested in the study behind the second door. He was really determined to crack all of that old wizard's mysteries. We helped where we could, but listen, I only have like 3 brain cells. The soundscape of the tower was kind of depressing. Silence broken only by the dripping of water and the creaking of old wood. So I sweetened it with a song. It was very easy to get into the flow with that bomb music, Voyo. Thank you. Hex didn't find a key to the glass case, but he at least found a blueprint showing how it was built. Maybe he can find out how to open it using that. That'd be nice. He was pretty beaten up about everything, though. Yeah, couldn't find what he was looking for. Not even in the third room? No. That one was a gym. Didn't know wizards worked out. Maybe it was just a distraction from the hidden vault. A hidden vault? Anything good in there? Oh yeah, more than our arms could carry. A bunch of artifacts, most of them probably cursed. Which makes them even cooler. But, Inkeep, you don't even know the funniest part yet. Enlighten me. Sorry.
Big EP.
The whole time the wizard had a spare key to the tower under the doormat. The oldest habit of all time, and we didn't even think about checking for it.
I did, but I wanted them to find it for themselves. When they left the tower, I was at the beach with Jade. She had arrived a while ago to pick us up, and I was teaching Onyx new tricks.
My heart can't take this. My heart can't take this cuteness. She helped us heave all the loot onto her boat. We couldn't take everything with us, so we decided to head back there again another day.
There's one thing that doesn't make sense in this equation, though.
That would be...
Iniko, Voy, and Hex traveled alone. Well, except for me. They're stowaway. Yet, I found a fresh set of footprints by the coast, before Jade ever arrived. Like there was a fifth person on the island. Maybe someone was there just shortly before us.
We didn't even notice, though. Just like we didn't notice Melina.
I'm sorry for staying hidden for so long.
Don't apologize. I think it just proved your skills as a detective. We've got a lot to learn from you.
What a story! I can't wait to share it with Archie.
I'll be on my way now. Gotta check up on Hex and make sure he didn't accidentally take a book mimic home. You coming with Nico? Sure thing. So long, Innkeep. Goodbye, Innkeeper. Don't miss me too much. I'll try not to. Okay, yes. Cute little jar on the shelf. That's new. That's our little gift. We'll get to you in a second, Melly. I just want to read what we found out about our friends. Jade. Turns out she went no contact with her family a while ago, although she's surprisingly good at solving disputes others have with their parents. I also received the honor of learning her first name, and it fits her very well, and the adorable turtle's name is Onyx. My done naming schemes, you know? Apparently his also doubles as a magical teleportation device, and it can open the ethereal weave. Luckily he's safe as long as he plays the right notes. Slowly but steadily he is getting over his stage fright, learning how to use his skills. I hope Grace and I get tickets to his next concert. Oh.
Now it's just you and me, Innkeeper.
Indeed. I'm glad you're back.
You're making it sound like I was lost. Or kidnapped. I was just investigating.
Without telling anyone?
I don't need to tell anyone where I'm going.
People care about you, Melly. They get worried if they don't know where you are.
Oh.
I just want to like rush my way across the counter and just be like, no, it's okay, don't be sad. It's okay. Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry. I know chocolate is really bad for dogs and cats, but I can make you hot cocoa because this is a fantasy universe, and in fantasy universes, adorable kitty cats can drink hot chocolate, okay? Okay? I'm sorry. I don't usually react like this to like cute characters on screen, but there's just something about Melly that just warms my heart. Oh, sweetie, no.
I'm not used to that. But I care about people too. Like you.
That's good to hear. Sweet baby, precious angel, you could do no wrong. Yeah! Melly.
Hi, Aura.
Hi, Dave. Oh, that name is so outdated. You're back.
I am. Did you miss me?
Did I was just very worried. Dave, it's okay to feel your feelings. What?
You called me Melly.
What about it?
You've never done that before.
I'm sure I have.
You even said you'd never call me Melly.
I'm just glad you're back. Welcome back to my tavern, Dave.
That's a cute one.
Yeah, I got it on my latest quest.
Dave, you made a good choice. I also went on a quest. Well, at first I wanted to find the moon swamps. You know, the mysterious magical swamp that it's said to be magically hidden and only appears in foggy but starry nights. I'd heard they're somewhere in the moon swamp, near the portal to the Twilight Chasm.
And did you find anything?
No. I did find some weird way markers made of bones that seemed to lead somewhere. They had "Do Not Touch" written on them, and the paint even seemed fresh, so it looked like the perfect clue. But then, suddenly, there was just gallons of water everywhere. Luckily, I got away quick, and since I was already there, as Failge's best detective, it was my duty to discover the flood's origins. Well, at first I was more of a stowaway than a detective, and I also couldn't figure out what...
Don't storm off like that ever again. You understand? I was so worried and no one knew anything about your whereabouts. Now. Sweet baby angel. I can just imagine, like, as she's getting into telling her story, like, Dave is just, like, growing more and more irate until the point that he just can't take it anymore, and he just, like, leans over, gently takes her by the shoulders, and looks her dead in the eye as he says this, just like, don't you ever scare me like that again, baby girl. No.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you like that. It's just, I haven't cared about anyone in so long. And with you and Fable both suddenly gone, I didn't know what to do.
I thought you didn't care. After you went away, even though I asked you to be more careful. I thought maybe you didn't want to be my trusty assistant after all.
God, I can't. I can't with this. No, it's okay, sweetie, stop crying.
So I went to investigate alone.
I'm sorry for leaving.
It's alright. I'm used to people.
Stop saying that!
I'm used to people leaving and not coming back.
I do care, Melly. I'm just kind of new to this whole honesty thing. I'm kind of new to this whole empathy thing.
Yeah, I figured.
If you'd like, I can fix you a drink to help you find your words again. Don't know if I'm up for trading another secret in exchange. It's on me today. You've got enough to worry about. So, let me see what I can do for you. Okay, another regular. Is it okay if it's flavored with my tears? Is that okay if it, like, tonight's beverage is just tears? It's gonna be delicious. It's flavored with my sadness and my feels. Smoke and heart to feel the feelings. Enjoy your magical liquid eloquence. It doesn't taste half bad. This might actually help. So, your quest. Jade said you were stranded on Morlia?
Yep. I followed 3 very suspicious-looking fellows and somehow ended up on that island. Why do I always run into wizards and magic when I'm out on adventures? And traps! Magical traps everywhere!
Sounds very dangerous.
A detective is always seeking thrills. I'll make sure to be careful, I promise.
It's not about that. I know you know how to take care of yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't have solved the T-Rex case.
Heh.
But don't keep putting your own life at risk in exchange for a quick adventure. Luckily, nothing major happened this time. This all could have ended very differently.
I know.
All I'm saying is, don't disappear again. Please. You're not alone anymore. You don't have to do everything by yourself.
Like you're one to talk.
Like, they're both saying accurate things right now. But I think Melly needs a little bit of a nudge of advice of like, yeah, don't run off again, Melly. We're all very worried. To be fair, Dave's got a point. Even though they're guilty themselves, both of you are, but you two have also made a lot of progress already. And I'm glad both of you made it back safely. Heard anything from Fable yet? No, not yet.
What about Carolyn?
She came back after the flood. Currently she's investigating some undead sightings in the Pale Woods.
Do you know when she'll be back?
No, but the two of you can wait here for her if you want.
Yes, please. I want to stay until Carolyn gets back.
Alright, I'll keep you company. How about I spice up your way with another drink? I'll pass.
Oh, but I'd like one, please.
Of course. Do you want anything specific?
That whole adventure was pretty exhausting. Maybe something to combat my mental tiredness?
Oh, I could use that. I could use that too. Nothing easier than that. And I think I've pinned down why I'm so attached to Melly in particular. And a big part of it is probably because I've been doing her voice for these streams. And like doing the high-pitched Melly, like cartoony voice, it's a lot of fun, but it does kind of make me a bit lightheaded because it's kind of putting strain on my vocal cords and like I don't get as much oxygen flow to my brain. So it's a lot of fun to do that voice. And so I think just because by doing that voice and embodying the character so more, I've just gotten so attached to her that now it's like, now in my head, all I can hear is like the voice that I do. Okay, need something for that big detective brain of hers. We did a sparkling nebula recently. What's another one? What's something with lots of brain power? How about a Peak's Sunrise? It's got a good amount of brains in there. We need something that'll give the boost that we require. And then it was some swiftness. And a little bit of charisma. There we go. Oh. Let's see if this will wake you up again.
Oh, thank you. This is delicious. I can feel my synapses connecting. You know, now that I've had some time to think about it, I think I figured out why Hex was so bummed about the loot.
Care to share your insights with us?
But of course! He has a younger sister, right? Which always struck me as odd. She looks so much older than him. So what if she just ages faster than he does? And he expected to find some very special loot in that wizard tower.
That's right. Hex mentioned, like, a cure for immortality or something to do with time travel. Probably to help Grace either slow aging or so that she would be immortal like he is. Oh, Hex.
And he expected to find some very special loot in that wizard tower. But he didn't find it. So, what if he was looking for something to extend her life? Like a scroll of immortality.
What a foolish idea.
Hey!
Not you. Even if it's tempting, those are powers that no one should interfere with.
I agree. What if she turns into a zombie? I've had enough of them.
Definitely.
We should tell him when we see him again. Or maybe we should tell Carolyn when she returns. She seems to be experienced in dealing with the undead. You think it'll be long before she gets back?
I don't know. Could be very soon, but it could also take a few more days. You've had a long day. Aren't you tired, Melly?
No! I'm not tired.
Let's wait for a little bit longer. Maybe she'll show up. And Fable with her.
Sounds good.
How you guys feeling? You getting eepy? Did she? Oh, okay. All I could imagine is that she was just like,
No, I'm gonna stay up, and you know what? We can have some more drinks and have a great old time, and we could tell each other stories.
and then like just as a kid, she's just like slowly lying down on like resting her forearms on the bar, and she's just slowly putting her head down, and then she's like,
And then we could tell stories, and you can tell me all about where you came from, and then...
like sweet baby. Sweet angel baby. Did she fall asleep? Yeah. Maybe I should bring her home and wrap this up for tonight. That's a good idea. You should get some rest as well. I'll let you know if I hear anything about Kaylin or Fable. Alright. There's not much for me to do otherwise. Except care for Melly. She needs you. Yeah, I think you might be right. Good night, Dave. You know, forget about it. See ya. Oh. And with that, we come to the end of the night, and so I'm gonna wrap things up for the evening. That was kind of perfect timing. Oh, okay, so I am so relieved that Melly is okay, because I was genuinely so worried that I had messed something up in one of the options that you could pick for the different drinks, and that had led to, like, Melly getting hurt or, like, losing some of our friends. So yeah, let me just check. Yes, okay, that's all saved. So, let's wrap things up tonight. This game is so cute, and the mechanics are very straightforward, very simple, but the story is just so sweet and so engaging, and you can just tell so much love was put into this game and to this world and these characters. So even though tonight was, honestly, it kind of wrapped up like the normal length for most of my streams nowadays, because I'm quite eepy. But thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. Thank you so much for understanding and bearing with me, literally, through all the yawns and fatigue. I hope you still had a wonderful time with me. And yes. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies, and I will see you on Friday for more Baldur's Gate 3. But in the meantime, if you've been lurking in the shadows and you like what you've seen so far, then please consider following. We would love to have you back at the Blue Rose Respite. You are welcome anytime. Be sure to check out my other socials that are popping up on the chat right now, including my 2 YouTube channels, one for my ASMR tales and the other for my Twitch VODs, and my Twitter, my Insta, and my TikTok. Be sure to check out my 24/7 ongoing broadcast over on my main YouTube channel, which is a collection of ASMR tales and creepypasta narrations. So if you like my voice soothing, relaxing, then be sure to go check that out. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. Let's see who's currently live, and we can go say hello. Ooh, who's currently live? You know what? You know who we haven't yet said hello to? We haven't yet said hello to Frederick Nunson. He's over on his Twitch, doing his fun Astroline VTuber stuff. So let's go say hi to Frederick. If you aren't familiar with Frederick Nunson, he does amazing video essays, but he is also, a part of the Norfolk Wizard game, and as a member of Ogre Poppenang, I'm the voice of Elise. If you haven't listened yet to Norfolk Wizard game, which is a tabletop play of Mage the Ascension, set in the World of Darkness universe. Go listen to it. The prologues for all the characters and the first episode are out on the Alpha Booster channel. So please go check those out. So let's go say hi to Frederick and send some love from the Blue Rose Respite. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. I hope you have an amazing week ahead. I will see you on Friday for more Baldur's Gate 3. And remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, stay wicked and wonderful. Good night, my lovelies.